Hey guys! So today in this video I just kind of wanted to walk you guys through the basics of fitness and fitness training and all of that good stuff. So a lot of times when people are just starting to get into training, they really don't have, you know, a sense of direction. They're kind of all over the place. You see so many videos and things like that all over Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, things like that. But they don't really know how to kind of personalize it for themselves and their own body type. So for me, growing up, I was always very relatively thin. And also just being in ballet. I've been in ballet for about 16 years now. Growing up, I always noticed that I naturally tended to kind of build muscle very, very quickly. And so, you know, I would always look at the girls around me and they were always so very thin, you know, very typical ballerina figure. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. However, you know, I would look at myself and compare myself to them. And you know, I would look at my legs, for instance, and I'd say, wow, you know, why are my legs so much bigger than her legs? Why do I look like I have manly legs? Or my arms are bigger, my shoulders are broader. So I very much kind of got into this mentality that you know, that I wasn't thin enough to be a dancer and things like that. Of course, I definitely believe now as a dancer, the ballet world has just opened up so much when it comes to body image and things like that. Misty Copeland is a perfect example of that. And regardless of that, you know, once I kind of, I wouldn't say strayed away from ballet, but I kind of opened up my mind to other workouts and things like that. And it wasn't until I went into the gym that I kind of, I guess, found what I was very, very much passionate about. I would look around me and I would, you know, see women that did have my body type. So rather than, you know, comparing myself and constantly putting myself down and putting my body down, I felt more comfortable in my skin. I felt so much stronger, and I felt like it was okay for me to look the way that I naturally look. And of course, as I continued on with my fitness journey, I just wanted to keep, you know, getting stronger and adding more weight and, you know, increasing my resistance in any way that I could. And you know, I just kind of learned along the way how to train my body, particularly for my body type. So like I said earlier, for my body type in particular, I do tend to build muscle pretty quickly. And I definitely have rounded out over the years. So with your particular body type, you just have to take, you know, a second, look at yourself and say, okay, well, what body type do I have? Am I on, you know, the very thin side, kind of in the middle, or if you're on the other side of the spectrum and you're really just wanting to lose a bit more weight and really shape up and get toned. So it really just depends on what type of body type you have. So like I said, since I was on the thinner side, it was easier for me to build muscle pretty quickly. And of course, if you're looking to lose weight, that is always a possibility too. But with that, there are specific guidelines that you do need to follow. So first off, you know, you want to look at your nutrition. Everybody I know always says this over and over and over again. You know, you gotta diet, you gotta do all these, you know, fad diets, everything. There's so many things, smoothies. There's just a long list of different diets that people do and drop weight like that. Which they do work at, you know, dropping weight very quickly. However, it's the fact of being able to sustain it and sustain your weight and keep it at the weight that you want, which is the challenge. So the long-term goal is what people tend to not do as well with. So if you're looking to drop weight pretty quickly, yeah, I mean, try the diet, see how that works for you. But, you know, for me, I have never been good with any diets. Me, myself, I tend to be an overeater or a complete undereater. Growing up, I did, like I said, I did kind of struggle with my own body image. I would restrict my diet so much. I would never allow myself to just enjoy anything and anything that I ate. I always had to keep eating everything that was so healthy, and of course, whenever I got like one taste of something that was really, really unhealthy, in particular cake. Cake is my weakness, y'all. I love cake. Anything that's chocolate, dark chocolate, all of that. That is my weakness, so I would just like go crazy with it. But I just would restrict myself. I would restrict myself so much to the point that I was really, really miserable, and I put myself in a really bad mental state, especially whenever I was trying to be in the gym. Of course, you have to be feeding your body the right nutrition, everything that you need to be able to sustain your workout and to get through your workout. So with the nutrition wise, the goal, I'm sure most of y'all have heard, is you are gonna have 80% of your results coming from your nutrition, and 20% is actually from the work that you put into the gym. So if you are not eating healthy, you aren't gonna see the results that you wanna see no matter how long you're spending in the gym, because if you're intaking way too many calories, you're not gonna be burning enough of that to be able to see those results, whether that's weight loss or if you're trying to build muscle. However, the way that I kind of went about eating, for myself at least, I do give myself one meal per week to be able to cheat and eat what I want. So throughout the week, you know, I'm eating very well, I'm keeping my plate balanced. I actually recently switched my meal plan. I used to eat 3 very heavy meals throughout the day, and I would just feel so tired, just really, I felt like I was dragging my body. I never had energy in the gym. So I very recently switched to eating 6 times a day. So with that, of course, you're gonna be eating smaller portions. So what I did was I would eat something every 3 hours. And by doing that, I'm maintaining my blood sugar levels throughout the entire day. I'm keeping my metabolism going, and that's what's really gonna help you build the muscle that you want, and also to lose weight if that's what your goal is. So I would eat breakfast, a snack, lunch, a snack, dinner, and a snack. And if you guys continue to follow my YouTube, my Instagram, I will show you guys the different types of meals and snacks that I eat throughout the day. And I will make another video on strictly nutrition next. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a basic understanding of fitness in general, if you're just getting started into it. But yeah, so once I switched to eating that way, with the 6 meals a day, I found that I just had so much more energy. I was a lot stronger in the gym. I had enough energy to sustain the whole workout. So I very much enjoy eating that way. Another thing though with eating is you gotta be careful with your portions. Like I said, I have always been an overeater because I go to the gym, I work out, and I come back and I'm like, oh, I'm so hungry, I'm gonna eat everything in the fridge. So I had to try and control that too. I still am working on it, but so one thing you want to focus on is your portion size. So with your plating, you want to have half of your plate of strictly vegetables, a corner of your plate of all your proteins, and a corner of your carbs. Carbs, be careful with the carbs. Carbs meaning whole grain pasta, whole grain bread or ancient grain breads, potatoes, white potatoes, sweet potatoes, those type of carbs. So you want to stay away from the super processed stuff. Try to stay away from like the white bread, the white pasta, things like that. Keep it whole grain if you can. Brown rice. Stick to those type of carbs, and your vegetables are also considered carbs as well. But you have a lot of vitamins and minerals that you want to maintain and receive from those vegetables. So keep half of your plate, if you can, full of vegetables. And of course, for snacks in between, you can have a piece of fruit. I like to eat yogurt cups. Just make sure the sugar count is low. I love hummus, and hummus is a really great way to get yourself to start eating more vegetables. I love vegetables. I've always loved vegetables, but I know so many people who have told me, you know, hey, I can't stand any vegetables. Literally, I don't like anything. I'm trying to force myself, but it's just super hard. And I do recommend hummus to them because hummus definitely helps me eat some of the vegetables that I tend to not choose. So like celery, for instance, I typically won't eat celery by itself, but with hummus, I absolutely love it. And again, don't go overboard with the hummus either. That's just with your snack throughout the day. Just, you know, get like a scoop or two, a tablespoon or two, which should be fine. And other snacks, I'll post for you guys. 1 protein bar a day is good. You know, again, make sure the sugar count is low. So things like that. So just to sum it all up, I know I kind of went on a tangent with that, but again, 80% of your results is going to be from your nutrition, whether that's trying to gain muscle, put on weight, or even trying to lose weight as well. You want to stick to eating healthy throughout the week, and try eating 6 times a day. Try that type of style with eating. See how that works for your body. I know it has helped me tremendously. Again, just don't go overboard with your portions. Keep the plate, how I said, with the corners and all that. And also allow yourself to cheat just once a week. Of course, this depends on if your metabolism. So again, if you're trying to lose weight, maybe allow a cheat day once or twice a month, I would say. But if you're somebody who's a little bit thinner, you can still, you know, have a cheat day. For me, like I said, Fridays are usually my cheat day. Friday nights, I allow myself to have a dessert because I typically don't like eating, you know, any fast food or things like that as like a cheat. I love just eating cake, eating brownies, cookies, things like that. So I allow myself to have that one dessert on that one day as like a form of my my cheating, I guess. But you have to look at your own body and your own goals, and you can incorporate some of these, I guess, cheat foods. For example, I love dark chocolate, like I mentioned, so I will allow myself to have 1 or 2 pieces of dark chocolate a day. That's fine. That's not gonna hurt your results or anything like that. The goal about going about eating is to not deprive yourself, but to be careful with your portion sizes, because portion is really, really, really important when it comes to your fitness and your fitness goals. So one last thing I want to add on to the nutrition, there are going to be certain things you're going to want to cut out of your diet entirely. Those things are going to be fast food, sodas, anything high processed sugar. You want to just cut all of those things out. I stopped eating fast food and I stopped drinking sodas. I know that can be kind of challenging for some, but there's also really awesome ways to do like quick recipes and meal prepping beforehand, just so you can kind of prevent yourself from falling into, oh, you know, I ran out of time, I can't cook, let me just run and go get some fast food for tonight. And again, I will be posting some videos on meal prepping and things like that soon to come. So once I cut those things out, yes, it was very hard at first to cut them out, but over time, I don't crave those things anymore. Like I said, when I have a cheat meal, my go-to is desserts. So, which is not, you know, of course it's not healthier than getting fast food or anything like that, but whenever you're trying to stay with your diet and eating very well throughout the week, you know, obviously cut out the cake, cut out the junk food, cut out the sodas and things like that, and also be careful with your coffee as well, because you don't want to add too much sugar to your coffee. But again, I'm gonna just emphasize this. Don't ever deprive yourself. If you're gonna have something, just have it in moderation, and don't go overboard with it. Like I said, I deprived myself for so long that whenever I would get a taste of cake, I would just go wild and eat as much cake as I could, you know, put in my mouth. So just don't deprive yourself, but don't overdo it at the same time. It's really all about balance. So enough of that. I will go in so much more detail if y'all need me to on nutrition within my next video. Enough about the 80%. Let's focus on the 20%. So the 20% is actually the training that you're going to be doing in the gym. So for my people that are looking to lose a bit more weight, I'm sure you've gotten into this mentality that I have to do cardio in order to lose weight. That is not always the case. You don't have to spend literally 2 hours on the treadmill, on the elliptical, just doing cardio. Cardio is a great form of exercise, and you do want to have a little bit of cardio just so you have a healthy heart. You want to work your cardiovascular system. It's a great way, you know, to stay in shape and you know, have endurance and stamina. However, if you're wanting to lose weight, you want to focus on circuit training, HIIT workouts, which are high intensity interval training, adding resistance and things like that. So a lot of people have this misconception that, oh, if, you know, I'm not going to lose as much weight if I'm not doing as much cardio. But with these types of training, you're really going to be burning a lot more than you think, and a lot more than you would be sitting on the treadmill or the elliptical for an hour. These styles of training are very quick, and they're not as long. So they're going to be kind of a shorter amount of time, but it's a really high intense type of workout. So you're looking at burpees or, you know, jump squats and things like that. And also adding the resistance to it really is going to get you to get that cardio going while you're doing those HIIT workouts. And it's also going to be toning and strengthening you at the same time. It's going to be burning up that fat, and then it's going to be replacing it with muscle. So if you're trying to lose weight, sometimes you'll, you know, work out, and you're like, man, I'm not losing weight, like what's going on? You just gotta remember that fat and muscle, when it comes to weighing them, muscle weighs more than fat. So when you're doing these types of training, you're burning up that fat, but it's being replaced with muscle. So when you're checking the scale, it may look like you're not losing weight, but you are burning up that fat and you're replacing it with muscle, and you're gonna look toned and really awesome. So that's with my people that are trying to lose weight. My people that are on the thinner side, a lot of times I'll hear a lot of women say, well, I don't want to look bulky if I add weights. I'm gonna look like a man. That's not the case either. You can use lower weights and add more repetitions to it, and you're still gonna look really good and toned. You're not gonna look bulky. Even if you add, you know, a heavier weight, that's okay too. It is gonna strengthen you. I promise you, you're not gonna look bulky or anything like that. You're gonna look really strong and tough, and that's gonna be just as amazing. So that's kind of the two sides to it that I've always heard. It's, oh, if I want to lose weight, I have to do a ton of cardio, or oh, if, you know, I'm very thin and I want to put on muscle, if I add too much weight, I'm going to get very bulky. That's not the case. So I absolutely highly recommend doing resistance training. So by resistance, you know, adding on weights, things like that to your movements, for both people that want to lose weight and for those that are trying to gain weight. I absolutely recommend that for both categories. I definitely fall kind of in the middle, I would say, because I naturally tend to build muscle a bit quicker. So by adding on, you know, the resistance, I was very shocked to see how much my body changed and how quickly it changed, and how much I gained muscle pretty quickly. And you will see those drastic changes, especially if you're on the thinner side. You will see, you know, you're building muscle very quickly. For those that are on the heavier side and want to lose weight, it takes time. Nothing happens overnight. You gotta just stick to it. You got to, you know, plan out, okay, I'm gonna go work out 3-4 times a week. I'm gonna do it. Stick to my nutrition and things like that. You will see results over time, I promise. Also, another thing that I get a lot from a lot of people, especially whenever I would teach my fitness classes, is that the women that I would train would say, oh, well, you know, I'm a bit intimidated to be in the gym. I don't know how to use some of the equipment. I don't want to look, you know, kind of stupid not knowing what I'm doing. It's a learning process. For me, whenever I first started in the gym, I had absolutely no idea how to use anything in the gym whatsoever. Literally nothing except for like the dumbbells and the elliptical and treadmill. So when it comes to that, just don't be afraid to, you know, ask someone for help. Most gyms will have somebody there as kind of like a fitness attendant or assistant. And even if your gym doesn't have one, you can go up to literally anyone and ask them, hey, do you think you can just show me really quickly how to use this machine? And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be kind enough to, you know, show you how to use that. And if you're too shy to ask, you know, just watch the people around you, and just see how they're using the equipment. That's a lot of how I learned how to use equipment in the gym, was watching other people and seeing how they were using it. And of course, I would go online and research and watch videos on proper form and things like that, so I knew how to properly do the exercise. There most definitely has been so many times where I had to ask somebody how to use something, or just watch them and see how they were using the equipment. So don't be afraid when it comes to that. I do recommend, you know, researching, see how to have proper form, see how to use the equipment, and hopefully you'll get a really great sense of that from my videos. I will try my best to show y'all how to have proper form and how to use the equipment as well. And also, I do recommend taking fitness classes. I learned so much from taking fitness classes. I learned so many different styles of training. I also learned how to have proper form just from having somebody there to say, okay, this is how you do this movement. This is how you properly do a squat. This is how you properly, you know, do a bench press or whatever it may be. So it's really nice to just have that person that's there as guidance and, you know, a voice for you, who can correct you. And don't be afraid to receive corrections, because I learned from being critiqued, whether that was through ballet or with taking fitness classes and being in the gym. And just, you know, from learning through all of that and taking all of those classes is what really inspired me to become a fitness instructor. So definitely take the classes. Don't be afraid to ask people how to use things in the gym. And again, hopefully I will be able to show you guys how to properly have form and how to use the equipment, so you won't have to be afraid whenever you are in the gym. Home workout videos are okay too. I know if you're a bit more on the shy type or you're petrified to step into the gym, you know, just take your time, but you need to eventually work your way into the gym and step into the gym. You know, being at home, you don't have access to as much equipment that you could have when you're in the gym, and you could have a lot more equipment to work with, give you a variety of resistant trainings, so you're not bored of doing the same thing all the time. So take that risk, go into that gym, and try your best to do your workout. If you have any further questions, let me know in the comments. If you need me to reiterate anything or go into more detail about things, let me know, and I promise I will make a video on it. But hopefully this kind of summed everything up with your basics to fitness. Let me know what you guys thought. Like and subscribe, guys.